very good day to my respected lecturer. My name is Nur Akila Maria binti Rosaidi. Currently, I am pursuing my studies in teaching English as a second language, where I am developing my passion for language, communication, and education. I have always believed that language is a powerful tool that connects people, boosts understanding, and opens doors to new opportunities. Because of that, I chose this field as a step towards becoming an educator who can inspire and guide future leaders. At this stage of my journey, I am in my second semester where I continue to grow not only academically but also personally, gaining new experience, knowledge, and confidence along the way. So that's all for my personal profile. Now I would like invite you guys to watch my speech for this continuous assessment.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow advocate for change, good day. Before that, let me begin with something very real. I think all of us here are experts in communication. We talk every day, we text every day, we reply. Okay, maybe sometimes we don't reply. But somehow, despite all that, we still manage to misunderstood each other. Let me give you a very dangerous example. Someone sends you this message. K, that's it, just one letter. Suddenly your brain start working overtime. Why K only? Why not okay? Are they mad at me? What did I do? And before you know it, you are overthinking for the next 3 hours. Or this one is even worse. Someone says, I'm fine, and we all know that is one of the biggest lies in human history. So, let me ask you honestly, have you ever said something and immediately regret it? Or maybe worse, have you ever not said something and regret it later? Because sometimes the words we say can hurt, but sometimes the words we don't say can hurt even more. And that is truly, and that is why communication is not just about something we do, it is something that shapes our life. Today, I want to talk about something simple but powerful: communication. From the moment we wake up, 5 more minutes, to the moment we go to sleep. Okay, last scroll, last one. Okay, serious, last one. We are constantly communicating with our family, our friends, our lecturers, our group members, especially the ones who disappear during assignments. But here's the truth. Just because we communicate a lot does not mean we communicate well. Communication is not just about talking. It is about understanding, it is about emotion, it is about connection, and most importantly, it is about impact. Because one sentence can motivate someone, but one sentence can also destroy someone's confidence. Let's talk about relationship. Think about someone very important in your life. Someone you trust, someone you always go to when things get hard. Now think, what keeps that relationship strong? Is it just time, or is it the conversation you share? Strong relationships are built on communication. Not perfect communication, but honest communication. But let's be real, sometimes we don't communicate properly. We assume, we overthink, we misunderstood, and sometimes we just keep quiet. Let me show you something simple. Imagine your friend tells you, you have changed. That's it. No explanation, no tone, just vibes. Immediately, your brain goes, change how? Bad change? Good change? Shall I apologize? Now, compare that with this. I feel like we don't talk as much anymore, and I miss how close we used to be. Same message, but totally different feeling. One creates confusion, the other creates communication, the other creates connection. That is the different communication makes. Now, let's talk about something very stressful, group assignment. You know the type, one person does everything, one person suddenly disappear like they join witness protection. One person says, I'll do my part tonight. Tonight never comes. And then one person become the unofficial leader without applying for the position. Why does this happen? Not because people are lazy, okay, maybe a little bit, but mostly because communication is weak. Instructions are unclear, expectations are not discussed, feedback is not given properly. Now imagine the opposite. A group where anyone communicates clearly, everyone knows their role, everyone listens, everyone contributes. Suddenly, work becomes easier, stress becomes less, and the result much better. Because communication does not just share information, it builds teamwork, it builds trust, and sometimes it reveals who will become a future leader. Now, let's talk about something deeper. You. Communication is not just about how you talk to others, it is also about how you understand yourself. Have you ever had a deep conversation late at night where suddenly you start talking about life, your goals, your fears, your overthinking, and suddenly you realize, why am I telling everything today? But somehow, those are the conversations that stay in your mind because those conversations make you reflect. They make you think, they make you grow. When you express your thoughts clearly, you understand yourself better. You organize your ideas, you gain confidence. And when people give you honest feedback, not the painful one, but the helpful one, you improve. So, communication is not just external, it is internal. It shapes who you are. But now, let's be honest. Communication today is getting more complicated because we live in a digital world. Everything is fast, text messages, emails, voice notes, even apologies are now sent through WhatsApp. But here's the problem. Without tone, without facial expression, without body language, message become confusing. For example, okay, this one word can mean yes, can mean I'm annoyed, can mean I don't care, or can mean I'm tired, please stop. So, what should we do? We need to be more aware, more careful, more intentional. Before you send a message, ask yourself, how will this sound to the other people? Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful skills in communication, empathy. Empathy means understanding how others feel, not judging, not interrupting, not trying to win the argument, but trying to understand. Because not everyone thinks like you, not everyone experiences life the same as you. So, when we communicate with empathy, we become better listeners, better friends, better people. And this leads us to something many people ignore, active listening. Most people listen to reply, not to understand. You know, this situation, someone is talking, but in your head, you are already preparing your answer. Or worse, you are thinking about what to eat later. This is not listening. This is waiting for your turn to talk. Active listening means focusing fully, understanding emotions, giving attention. When people feel heard, they feel important. And when they feel important, they trust you more. And that is how strong connections are built. Now, let's talk about something we often forget: nonverbal communication. Sometimes your face speaks louder than your words. For example, you say, I'm okay, but your face says, no, I'm not okay at all. Eye contact shows confidence. A smile creates warmth, but your tone, they can change everything. So, communication is not just words, it is your whole presence. Finally, let's talk about clarity. In today's world, attention span is very important, very short. If your message is too long, too complicated, too confusing, people will just ignore it. So, keep it simple, keep it clear, keep it meaningful. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is not just a skill, it is a bridge that connects people, a bridge that builds understanding, a bridge that can fix relationships or break them. So today, I leave you with this. Think before you speak, feel before you react, listen before you reply. Because when we communicate properly, we do not just talk, we connect, we understand, and we grow. And maybe, just maybe, after today, when someone sends you cake, you will not panic anymore. Or maybe you still will. Thank you.
That's all from me. I hope both of my lecturers, which is Dr. Chong and Madam Caroline, can understand what I am trying to deliver. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye bye.